This is. Now, last week, while I was on camp, doing a service for the school, I was unfairly treated up on stage here. Now, I saw a video about 10:40 p.m. that evening of a certain Mr. Hurricane Wilson trying to pick bones of people. So today, team, I am here to stir the pot. Now, some of you will be aware that I've been involved in a couple of these water challenges over the years. The first one, we were outside, and I dressed up in a wetsuit with flippers, a life jacket to be safe around the water, and had a thimble of water tipped over my head. And I was very appreciative of that. The second time was during lockdown, where the deans were involved in a challenge, and I got a shot glass of water sprayed on me by my daughter, if you happen to watch the video. But Mr. Wilson attacking staff last week put the line way past where it needs to be. We're on camp. I know he's a Wellington supporter and he struggles with that. And if he actually pays attention to the fact that the Wellington cricket team is mostly made up of Canterbury or ex-Canterbury players, it's probably going to hurt him even more. Jess and Sam, otherwise identified as Jam last week, are nice people. So what I think should happen to them is their two jars should be combined together. They say they're a team, and I think that's going to help them to earn more money. Who thinks that should be a good idea? Yes. Sally. Now everyone loves Sally, don't they? Sally's a lovely lady. She looks after people. She made me some wonderful caramel slice this week, in which I devoured it and gave it to my family as well. And then I was sitting there and I was thinking, hang on a second, she's just trying to bust me up. She actually done this as a wee ploy so I wouldn't attack her. Well, year 13s, in case you're unaware, your current common room, which happens to be the van shed, which if you pay attention has barbed wire around the top of it where she's trying to lock you in. Well, at the end of last year, she had the opportunity to have any room in the school and chose the year 13 common room to be her teaching place, put her gnomes outside the front of it, and then made you guys have to sit up at the top of the school, out of the way where no one can see you. So year 13s, as kind as what Sally thinks she is, I think you need to start putting some money in her jar because it's looking pretty empty.
Nice.
The next person, Mrs. Herbert. How many people here have had Mrs. Herbert chasing them regarding their jewellery and their earrings? Right, so with that in mind, you should be all having your chance to have payback to Mrs. Herbert and vote for her. So I'd like to think that in this next coming week, Mrs. Herbert, who's quite happy to take your jewellery off you, is going to have some more money put in there. Now I'm going to watch a quick video for about 30 seconds, so please sit back and watch this. I see many of you laughing in here. The next part is actually aimed at you lot. Now, what I've noticed in my time teaching here at Roncalli College is the increased lack in coordination, similar to those people up there. The inability to throw and catch, to kick, to shoot. Some of you can't even coordinate your school uniform correctly. Look at all the greens being worn today. And a lot of you can't even get to class on time. You can't coordinate your timetable, you don't know where your rooms are, or you pretend you don't know where your rooms are. So I'm feeling pretty confident that whoever ends up with that ice bucket is going to have a similar situation like that, where one of you lot, or there's people up here, are not actually going to be able to tip it over our heads anyway. So the final pledge today is that I need to have some payback on some people. So I am going to put $10 in Sally's jar, $10 in Mrs. Herbert's jar, $5 in Mr. Wilson's jar for getting me up here, $5 in Jess's and $5 in Sam's. And I'd like to think that over this next week or so that you guys can find some more loose change around, maybe talk to your parents and put in for a good cause, which is for Mr. Wilson's retirement fund. Oh no, sorry. The flooding in the Hawke's Bay, obviously Mr. Wilson's retirement fund fundraiser is happening next during the winter months. Get behind a good cause team, thank you.